Gibson's 2-1. Swung on, and there it goes. Deep left field. It is high. It is far. It is gone. He is the Sanchino. Gary Sanchez just hit one from here to there into the deep left field seats. Oh, that Gary is scary.
Kraken cracks a pair. Hello and welcome to Geico Sports Night. I'm Eamon McEnany. Ahead on the show, Gary Sanchez leads the way for the offense, but the Bombers may have another serious injury issue. We'll have a full report from the stadium.
This keeps getting worse and worse, Eamon. And I'm Chris Williamson. Also ahead, the Islanders began their quest to do something only 4 teams have ever done in NHL history. Come back from a 3-0 deficit. Hurricanes, though, might have had other ideas, but we begin with Steven Matz and the Mets down in Milwaukee. Mets opened up a 6-game road trip in Milwaukee against the Brewers. Robinson Cano looking for career hit, 2,500. First inning, Cano works a 12-pitch at-bat into a walk against Brandon Woodruff. Cano forced to wait on his milestone. But that helps set the table for Wilson Ramos, who does what he does best, hitting with ducks on the pond. Ramos takes a fastball the other way. Cano scores from second. The Mets are in business, 1-0. Steven Matz getting the start for the Mets, looking to build on a couple of strong outings, but he gets off to a rough start. Lorenzo Cain takes a sinker deep to left center. He walks to the plate, and we're tied at 1 after the first. 5th inning, went on for Ryan Braun. Braun does not miss, launches this one off the wall in center field and sends Bernie Brewer down the slide. Brew Crew take a 3-1 lead. Matz has surrendered 30 home runs to righties since last season, the most in the National League. Now, Mets have one more chance to tie in the ninth, but run into the buzzsaw that is Josh Hader. After the first 2 batters reach against Hader, he strikes out J.D. Davis, Todd Frazier, and Ahmed Rosario in order to end it. Mets drop the first game of the series 3-1. Here's Mickey Callaway on the struggling offense.
We're just not stringing things together. We're not getting the big hit when we need it, and we're just not stringing the base runners and the walks and the hits all together to put together some good innings. Where you score a crooked number and kind of keep it rolling and put the pressure on the other team. That'll come, but it's been pretty tough lately.
Time now for Baseball Night in New York as we welcome in John Harper and Anthony McCarron. And, guys, let's pick up where Mickey Callaway left off. The Mets have scored 2 runs in their last 3 games, 23 in their last 9. And you can say small sample size, not time to panic all you want. But, Anthony, what can Mickey Callaway do with that lineup to try to generate some offense?
I don't know what the answer is to that, Eamon, because maybe this might be, we're looking at a correction possibly with the Mets offense here, because they did start out scoring like gangbusters early in the season, and now maybe they're coming back to what they sort of really are, something in between, the big run production and this. They're not this bad, but its runs have been tough to get. It also sort of illustrates the impact of Pete Alonso on the lineup too, because when he's quiet, it seems like the Met offense is quiet too, and when his bat is loud, they score runs in bunches. So maybe, I don't know, do you add J.D. Davis in a little bit more? I mean, he's a guy I like. He hit a few balls hard early in the season. Home runs, looks like he's got some good pop. Exit velocity master there as well. So, maybe something like that. Where are you
going to play him? Frazier's just back. They want to give him time, give him at bats. So Davis is
and he's not a great defender at third.
Davis not a good third, not good in the outfield.
Well, how many games do you give Frazier then to get going? I mean, that's a $167.
Yeah, you got to give him a while. You got to give him a few weeks anyway, I think, to see, because he does have power. If he can get in, that's one thing this team doesn't have much of. Everybody raved about him in spring training, the opposite field approach, 2-strike approach, which is great. Put the ball in play more than teams have in the past, the Mets teams, but they've only got 35 home runs, which is 12th in the National League. Sometimes you need that pop. And that's a problem. You mentioned Alonso. I'd say the same for McNeil. You knew both those guys were going to cool off at some point. They have a little bit. Guys like Cano and Ramos, those are the guys they brought in here to be the centerpiece of this offense. They're not doing enough, especially Cano. He's got to be more of an extra base guy. Ramos, too, he's become just kind of a singles hitter. They need more from those guys, and Nimmo's killing them right now.
And it was a positive sign. Hopefully, Michael Conforto with a hit off Hader. Maybe he can turn it around and help carry the load as well.
At least he's been getting on base, though. I mean, he does get walks. I know that's not very sexy, but, he hasn't had a lot of hits lately. But
I still have Salicata ringing in my ear. A walk's not as good a hit from earlier in this week, but that's all right. I mentioned Josh Hader. I mean, he hit flat out owns the Mets. Second 6-out save against New York this season, practically in a week. 5 Ks in each game. Harp, is the southpaw for Milwaukee underrated?
Well, he's gotten a lot of attention, especially he got into the postseason last year, and he was their guy. But when you watch this, yeah, he looks like the best guy ever, the best lefty ever to pitch. And, the thing is, he's actually given up 4 home runs already this year. When you watch him against the Mets, you say, how is that possible? But he has had a few bumps in the road here. He's their closer this year. Thing is, they're going to use him like this. They probably can't use him the next day if they're going to use him 2 innings. But he's a weapon. Last year, he was sort of their rover. Now he's become their closer. He obviously has deception because he doesn't throw 100 like Chapman or something like that. But he's all arms and legs coming at you. There's got to be some deception that guys don't pick up the ball as quickly as they want.
Yeah, he must hide it really well because, he turns his back toward the plate that you can see his number, his jersey, and then it comes out. And it looks like guys are not picking it up early. Harp, you're right. So it must add a couple miles an hour because he's 95, 96, maybe a couple tonight at 97 against the Mets. But it looks like, it's just exploding up at the plate with those guys.
All right, guys, let's pick up the pace for this one. Final question regarding the Mets. Steven Matz with the 2 mistakes to Kane and Braun. Step back for the southpaw or solid outing?
Solid outing for me, Eamon. I think he did his job. The numbers don't look great, but, they're not always going to be great. And I think he gave them a chance to win the game, which is what you're asking for your starters in this day and age. And so this is another good one for Matz.
Yeah, I agree with what I heard Jim Duquette say on the post game, is that this is a game where probably even last year it would have turned into more like 4, 5, 6 runs instead of 3. He was able to, because he had a lot of base runners on, traffic all night. He was able to limit the damage, and that's what you want from Matz. That's been his issue. He lets games speed up on him in the past. He does seem to be maturing into a better all-around pitcher. And let's face it, he's their number 4 starter. You'll take this every single time from your number 4 starter.
All right, he takes the losses. The Mets lose the first game of the series against the Brewers. John and Anthony will have more on the Yankees, but now let's send it back to Chris.
Thanks, Eamon. Coming up on Geico Sports Night, Giants rookie QB Daniel Jones made his rookie minicamp debut for the Giants Friday, and somehow Kobe Bryant and he actually have something in common. Plus, James Paxton got the start with the Yankees going up against the upstart Twins, but Paxton got an unexpected hook during the game. Find out what happened next. And the Islanders were 1 game away from watching the rest of the playoffs on TV. Could they somehow take a game from the red-hot Hurricanes? Highlights when we return.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
What if I wielded the power of the Infinity Gauntlet? I could bend reality to my will with a snap of my fingers.
I just saved money with Geico.
I saved hundreds of dollars.
Nice.
That is a lot of money.
The power is exhilarating. I just got something in my throat. Yeah.
Marvel Studios' Avengers Endgame in theaters April 26th.
Summer's here, and with a great deal on a new Toyota, you can do all the things that make the season so much fun. Like go biking, Mother's Day, glamping, graduations, music festivals, motocross, zip lining!
Right now, lease the all-new 2019 RAV4 for $219 a month, or lease Highlander for $249 a month. Plus, recent college grads get a $500 rebate on top of existing offers.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Update your floors with Empire Today's $50 room sale. Buy 1 room, get floors for all other rooms for just $50 each. So when you buy 1 room, it's only $50 for laminate in the kitchen, $50 for carpet in the bedroom, and $50 for hardwood in the office. There's no limit. Buy 1 room and it's $50 for floors in each additional room. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
The Lincoln Spring Event is here. For a limited time, lease the Lincoln Nautilus for $409 a month, only at your Lincoln dealer.
Hey Google, talk to City Entertainment.
Welcome back to City Entertainment. Let's help you find a concert.
Bring mom Mom to Citi Field on Sunday, May 12th, and all moms will receive an Infinity scarf. Get tickets at Mets.com/tickets.
Tomorrow, Robinson Cano leads the Mets into Brew City for an early rematch against the Brew Crew as they look to earn a road W against Christian Yelich and company at Miller Park.
And the ball game is over.
Coverage begins with City pregame tomorrow at 6:30, only on SNY.
No, Yankees back in the Bronx, opening up a series against the first-place Twins. Top of the second, 1-0 New York, but James Paxton in trouble with the bases loaded. He gets the ground ball from A-Ray Adrianza. Tyler Wade starts the 4-6-3 double play. Paxton out of the jam. Bottom of the second, same score. Luke Voit hits it down the third base line off Kyle Gibson. Cameron Maben scores to make it 2-0 New York. Voit out at second, trying to stretch it into a double. Top of the third, Paxton once again in a bases-loaded situation with one out. C.J. Cron lines it to center. Brett Gardner runs over and makes the tough catch. Byron Buxton scores on the sacrifice to make it 2-1, but there could have been even more damage on this one if Gardner doesn't make the catch, reaching across his body. Next batter, Marwin Gonzalez lines out to second to end the inning, but that would be it for Paxton. He'd leave the game with a sore left knee. He'll undergo an MRI on Saturday. Bottom of the fifth, now 4-1 Yankees. Gary Sanchez crushes it to left. That's a solo home run, his 9th of the season. Wade in absolute awe, as there was no doubt about this one. 5-1 Yanks. Bottom of the seventh, same score. Sanchez takes the Mike Marin pitch deep to left. He does it again, his 10th home run. The kids are excited. Yanks go on to win it 6-3, but afterwards, major concern about Paxton's knee.
Just when the season started, was kind of having some issues with it. We've been treating it, managing it, but tonight it was just bothering me to the point where I couldn't keep my direction on the mound, and I was flying open, and they just didn't want me to overcompensate and hurt something else in the process. I think it's going to be a pretty quick fix, but I'm looking forward to finding out what's going on so that we can treat it and move forward.
More Yankee injury news presented by Audi, and the reinforcements are coming. Aaron Boone told reporters Miguel Andujar will be activated Saturday, and Clint Frazier is not that far behind. Didi Gregorius appears to be a bit ahead of schedule in his return from Tommy John surgery, while the news isn't that positive for Tulo. Andy Martino now has more on the Yankees.
Very big day for the Yankees on Saturday as they await the results of the MRI that James Paxton will get on his left knee. Paxton, of course, left Friday's game after 3 innings, feeling knee soreness. Manager Aaron Boone did not sound all that concerned. Paxton said he was eager to know what was going on. Make no mistake, the Yankees can't lose James Paxton. They've proven to be almost invincible with injury after injury this year, and now they're getting some guys back. Miguel Andujar, in fact, a key player, is set to be activated on Saturday, so that should be a great day for the team. You have Aaron Hicks to follow. Didi Gregorius' rehab even said to be going well. But with the potential loss of Paxton, that really throws a cloud over everything. Paxton and Luis Severino cannot be gone from this starting rotation at the same time. The Yankees have a couple of boppers still out here. Gary Sanchez hitting 2 home runs on Friday, but they're really being carried by their pitching staff. If that is threatened by anything serious to Paxton, they're in trouble. So they hold their breath and they wait for the results of this exam. With the Yankees, Andy Martino, SNY.
There's some I was given several options. I think 8's a good number. It's, old Kobe, I guess.
Are you friends with Zion by any chance?
A little bit. I've gotten to know him a little bit. So.
Have you talked to him since being drafted? Maybe him coming up to New York to join you?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that actually this week. That'd be a cool deal. But we'll see what happens. He's a special guy.
Zion Williamson is the Duke product New York fans want to come to the Big Apple. Daniel Jones? The number 6 overall pick and Eli Manning's heir apparent had his first day on the job Friday, and Daily News Giants beat reporter Pat Leonard caught up with the quarterback.
So, Daniel, you're drafted 6 overall by the Giants. How do you handle the pressure of being the successor, the heir, to a 2-time Super Bowl champion in Eli Manning?
I think, in a situation like this, first, I think it's an opportunity to learn and, be here, be able to watch him every day. But in the process, I think, I'm confident in myself. I think, I think proving myself and being the best version of myself, I think is where I'm focused, and I look forward to doing that.
How will you balance wanting to play and wanting to show what you can do on the field, but also sitting behind Eli, and if the team wins, possibly not getting on the field as a rookie in the NFL?
I think just focusing on improving every day. I think there's for any rookie quarterback, there's a lot to learn, and I think it's an opportunity that way too to learn every day and making sure that I'm taking steps that I need to, whether I'm playing or not.
Now that you're in this building, you have the playbook, you're working with Coach Shurmur on the field. What is it about him and his offense that suits you so well and that made you such a good match for them in this draft?
I think he can do a lot of different things. His offense is like I've said, is a collection of the stuff he likes from the places he's been, and he's kind of put it together and made it his own. So I think in the offense you can do a lot of different things, and I think as a player I can do that too. So whether that's tempo stuff, or whether that's playing from the pocket and in the huddle, I think it's kind of a collection of all the best stuff he's been around. So I think it's a good offense, and I'm excited to learn it.
Thanks for your time, Daniel. Good luck in New York.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I'm now joined by Mark Malusis, a.k.a. Moose, to discuss Jones.
Chris?
What's up, baby? So Jones was the talk of the draft. Giants surprisingly took him. What were your overall impressions of Jones at rookie minicamp on Friday?
You know what, Chris, I thought not only the interview he did with Pat, but when he met with the media, I thought he showed some maturation, and he understands that maybe he wasn't the apple of the eye with the 6th overall draft choice, but I like the idea that he's going to have to convince people, right? He's going to have to make the non-believers believers. I think he could have been angry. I think you probably would have seen some other guys, maybe with a little bit of a distinct personality, different personality, might have been angered and fired back at the fans and used it. You know what? I'm sure it motivates him, but he keeps it a little bit more inside than outside. I was impressed with Daniel Jones. Ultimately, it's going to be about what he does on the field. That's really ultimately what you're going to judge Daniel Jones on. If he ends up being the franchise quarterback, being the quarterback for the next 12, 13 years for this Giant organization, and a winning quarterback, you're not going to care exactly where they selected him or what those guys did afterward, because the quarterback position is the most important position in the NFL. But impressed early on.
Now, because they picked him at number 6, there's going to be so much pressure. How will you determine success for Jones?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, initially, it's not going to be, you're not going to judge him year one. It's going to be basically when he's handed the reins of the team, right? So I think at some point in 2019, because I don't think the Giants are going to be a particularly good football team, he's going to be named the starting quarterback, and he's going to take over. And I think what you want to see is him gain experience and get better game in and game out. I don't think he's going to be brilliant game one, and then you're ultimately going to judge him. What you're going to judge him on? If he's a winning quarterback. If this franchise becomes a winning franchise, if they make it to the playoffs, if they go on runs in the postseason. Ultimately, that's what it's about. It's not about the record books or the stats or this or that. Ultimately, you're judged on how you do wins and losses with the Giants. I think that's ultimately how Jones will get judged.
So if he doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, right, but he makes the playoffs and he gets to the championship rounds, would you say that's a good fit or a good judgment by the Giants to get him there?
Well, I mean, listen, if you're talking about a guy that's a perennial like Pro Bowler, you're looking at a top 8 quarterback in the National Football League. Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, if you tell me that he ends up being like a Phillip Rivers, if you go through, Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl, right? But Dan Marino is one of the greatest quarterbacks in the National Football League's ever seen. So oftentimes we get into these debates, in terms of how you judge quarterbacks and how do you separate quarterbacks. And I understand the importance of winning and winning a Super Bowl, but a quarterback can get a team there and they can ultimately fail. It doesn't mean the quarterback is not necessarily a good quarterback or a championship caliber quarterback. I think that's where that argument falls a little bit short. I think Daniel Jones, we're a ways away from getting into that kind of debate. Let's see exactly what he is. Gettleman believes he's a franchise quarterback. If indeed he is, Giant fans are going to be smiling.
Well, Giants fans will be anticipating what Daniel Jones can do once he gets on the field after Eli Manning leaves, which we don't even know if that will ever happen. Moose, thanks so much, man.
We have more to cover here on Sports Night with Omaha Beach out of the running. Who are the smart bets for the Kentucky Derby? Moose returns to break down the ponies when Sports Night rolls on after this.
Hey, Tony.
Hi, Glove.
You like baseball?
Yeah, of course.
Great. Scan this numbers ticker with the New York Lottery's Collect and Win app. Attaboy. You're entered to win up to $5,000 in StubHub gift cards for events like this. Now raise your hand, Chief. Enter your Win 4 and numbers tickets with the Collect and Win app from the New York Lottery.
Sleep better with a new mattress from PC Richard & Son. Our mattress experts will help you find the perfect mattress. Quality brands made in the USA. And when you want it, need it, just gotta have it, we'll get it there the next day. And you can rest assured with our 90-night sleep guarantee. It's time for a new mattress. Sleep better with PC Richard & Son, the official appliance, electronics, and mattress retailer of the New York Mets.
It's a fact that Michelin tires are designed to maintain braking and handling performance throughout the life of their tires. It's also a fact that Town Fair Tire is New England's largest discount tire dealer. And while Michelin Tire has the right tire for every car, truck, van, SUV, and more, Town Fair Tire has the perfect price. The guaranteed lowest price on any Michelin tire you need. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Rex. He may look innocent, but don't be fooled. Turn your back for 1 second, and this rascal will eat your dinner. Luckily, the BP Me app lets you pay for fuel in your car, so you can keep an eye on Rex at all times. The BP Me app, it makes things easy. Unlike living with Rex. Download the BP Me app now. BP, every day brighter.
You know when to speak up, when to listen up, and when to dress up. Now at Men's Warehouse, take 60% off designer suits. All dress shirts are 3 for $99, plus $199 select suits.
Only at Men's Warehouse.
Alonso drives one to deep center field. And it's out of here! And McNeil's got his 4th hit of the day. Conforto drives one to deep right. Forget that. That's out of here.
Islanders trying to avoid the sweep in Carolina. Robin Lehner enters winless in 7 career meetings with the Hurricanes. First period. That was work the puck to Devon Taves at the point, who throws it in front and into the path to Matthew Barzal to clean up for his second goal of the playoffs. Barzal able to locate the puck off the initial save and clean up the loose change. Isles strike first in Game 4. Now, just minutes later, Leo Komarov is sent to the box for cross-checking, and the Hurricanes are on the offensive. Log jam in front of the net, and the puck gets past Lehner. Another look. It appears Adam Pelech chips it into his own goal, but Sebastian Aho is credited with the tying score early on in the second. Now Carolina working around the net. Nifty centering pass finds Teuvo Teravainen, who finishes for his 3rd goal in 2 games. Take another look. Beautiful passing, and Lehner has no chance. Canes lead 2-1. Carolina would not relent. With the Isles on their heels after the goal, Greg McKegg cleans up the loose puck and makes it 3. That would be Leonard's last straw as Barry Trotz pulls in for Thomas Greiss. And it'll just be more of the same, really. Justin Williams, right here, beats Greiss in front to extend the lead to 4-1. Hurricanes complete their first ever sweep in a best-of-7 series, 5-2 the final. Here's an emotional Anders Lee after elimination.
To have it end like this, it's hard. And we did a lot of things this year that no one expected us to do. But when you get this far, your expectations change because you know how special this group is. You know how hard we worked for it, and you know what we're capable of.
So the Islanders become just the 4th team to sweep in 1 series and get swept in the next one as we look at this board presented by Geico. The Buffalo Sabres got swept in the 93 division final, and the Blackhawks were the first team to sweep and then get swept in the 1992 since all series became best-of-7 in the 86-87 season.
Trainer Bob Baffert has already had 5 horses win the Kentucky Derby. And Saturday, he'll have 3 horses in Saturday's Run for the Roses for a chance to give him a record-tying 6th Derby win. One of those horses, Game Winner, is the favorite. But Mark Malusis is putting his hard-earned units on another horse.
All right, thanks, Eamon. Tomorrow, first Saturday in May, you know what that means. Kentucky Derby time. Kentucky Derby 145, down to a field of 19. Omaha Beach is out, throat surgery. Haikal out also with a foot abscess. Maiden Bodie Express is in. Also a jockey change as Mike Smith jumps aboard the Todd Pletcher trainee, Cutting Humor. So, wide open race. The post-time favorite has won the last 6 editions of the Kentucky Derby. Will that happen on Saturday? We shall see. Rain is in the forecast. 60% chance of rain out of Louisville, Kentucky. Could lead to some sloppy conditions. Early money at Churchill Downs on Friday is shown for the 8 Tacitus, and that's my choice, the Bill Mott trainee who won the Tampa Bay Derby, also the Wood Memorial. If you watch that Wood Memorial, had trouble going into the first turn on 2 different occasions, but riding a 2-race winning streak, 2 graded stakes victories as well. A brilliant son of Tappet. The 3-year-old, I think, is bred for a 1.25 miles, and I think he wins the Derby on Saturday. Running up in second, I like the 13 Code of Honor for Shug McGahee and John Velasquez. You go back to what he ran, and certainly coming out of the Florida Derby, ran a distant third. Didn't get the speed pace up front that he needed in that race, but the Fountain of Youth winner won that race stylishly. I have him running in second. For third place, I like Improbable. Blinkers off for one of 3 entries for trainer Bob Baffert in this one. I think Improbable now gets Arado Ortiz aboard. Jose Ortiz, who rode him in the Arkansas Derby, now jumps aboard and rides Tacitus, who he rode to 2 victories in Tampa Bay and Aqueduct. But I think when you look at Improbable, I think he finishes up third. Get your mint juleps out, get your favorite hat, and watch Kentucky Derby 145 and root Tacitus home. Back to you, Eamon.
Oh, you had me at mint julep, Mark. Still ahead, we'll have news on the Mets making a roster shakeup.
Geico Sports Night after this, baby.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Keep going, man. You got it.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
When designing the Honda HR-V LX and Sport, we thought, why not make them adaptable for big stuff and small stuff? For family and friends. Wait, he's not your friend. That's better. And why not nimble? Tight corners kind of nimble. And why not smart? Not just street smart, tech smart. And why not end with a statement no one else can make? The HR-V from Honda.
While shopping at Sears, you need to place yourself in the moment. Our products make the wins more victorious. And the rewards even sweeter. You need confidence in the appliances you select to build the home and life you love. Our products and services bring moments like this to every family. Shop top brand appliances, including Kenmore at Sears.
Our son Arjun was 6 weeks old and already had his first intestinal surgery when he was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. CF is a rare, genetic, life-shortening disease that affects every organ in the body and makes breathing difficult. At age 3.5, Arjun looks completely normal, but on his belly are scars from being in the operating room 9 times, which can be a reminder of our family's daily fight to extend his life. Thanks to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, we know we are not in this fight alone. When the foundation was founded in 1955, children with CF rarely lived long enough to attend kindergarten. Today, thanks to the Foundation's groundbreaking research, advocacy, and care, some people with CF are attending college, getting married, and starting families. But there is still much work to be done. Until CF stands for Cure Found, for all people with CF, including those like my son Arjun, we will not stop. Help us add tomorrows. Visit cff.org today.
Keith Hernandez here, and I'm here to tell you about the Mets Bullpen Jackpot Sweepstakes from the New York Lottery. All season long, if one of our Metsies hits a home run off the New York Lottery sign, one lucky contestant can win cash. For every game that the sign isn't hit, the bullpen jackpot goes up and up and up. Visit sny.tv/New York Lottery for your chance to win.
In a surprise move Friday, the Mets sent down first baseman Dominic Smith down to AAA Syracuse because Danny Echeverria opted out of his minor league contract, and the club wanted to give the team a legitimate backup at shortstop.
That's going to do it for this edition of Geico Sports Night. Remember, the Mets and Brewers back on SNY on Saturday night. But thanks for watching. He's Chris. I'm Eamon McEnany, and enjoy your weekend.